Hello, welcome to the fourth module of public sector accounting, and we'll be talking about the budgetary process and control. We've been making references to this in the last module, and we will expressly look at it one after the other now. And when we talk about that, we will look into the meaning and purpose of government budgeting, the stages of the budgetary process, the types of budgets, and then we will also look at the budgetary control and variance analysis. What is government budgeting? It is a comprehensive financial and policy document which outlines estimated revenue and proposed expenditure for a fiscal year. When we talk about fiscal year, is the year through which for which an account is being prepared, a period of account, and it is more than a spreadsheet. It is it is actually a financial plan, which is a roadmap for resource allocation. It's a policy instrument also, which translates government priorities rather into actionable programs. And also, it is political statement. It is a political statement which reflects the choice about who gets what, when, and how. And the core purpose of government budgeting is one for resource allocation, that is directing funds to um, priorities, which talks maybe health, education. It actually speaks more about where the government want to allocate a resource to. Another is the economic stability, which is a core purpose, and it is being used uh, for fiscal policy to manage growth and inflation. And also, it's being used for accountability and controls, that is, providing a public benchmark to measure the performance as such. And looking at the budget cycle, we have four stages of budget cycle, and the budget cycle. The budget process is actually a continuous cycle that ensures disciplined management of public fund, and that is why we need to look at these four stages. The first is the preparation or the formulation stage, and this is the stage where the executive branch drafts the budget. And we also have the approval stage, which is the legislation. And at this point, the legislature reviews, they amend and pass the budget that has been approved into law. And also, and we have the execution or implementation stage. And this talks about ministries, departments, and agencies spend the money as authorized. And the last one is evaluation and audit, which can also be called control. And this is the performance is monitored and audited for accountability. We will look into it one after the other. And the first stage, just like we said, the budget preparation, which is formulation, is led by the Ministry of Finance or Budget Office. And the key activities that are being carried out is one budget call circular, that is the issue to all ministries, departments, and agencies with guideline and spending ceilings for them to bring the budget for the coming year. And also a key activity is the MDA submitting their budget, I mean the stated budgets, what they prepare as budget estimates based on strategic plans. And also another activity is the consolidation and review. The Ministry of Finance consolidates all submissions into a draft national budget. And lastly, the macroeconomic forecasting, which talks about setting assumption for oil prices, the GDP, gross domestic product growth, inflation, and some other things to be able to look at it forecasting it for the budget. And the goal of this is to create a draft budget that is realistic, aligned with national goal, and fiscally sustainable. The second one is the budget approval, which is led by the legislature, as we've said, the National or State Assembly. And the key activity is one presentation, that is the executive presents the draft budget to the legislature, and then the committee reviews it, that is the specialized committee such as the appropriation finance scrutinizes the estimates, and then there is public hearing where stakeholders provide input, enhancing transparency. And the last aspect is the passage of the appropriation bill. And this is after debates and potential amendments, the bill is being passed into law. And the importance of this is this stage is that it provides democratic legitimacy and ensures check and balances on executive spending power. The third stage is the budget execution for implementation, and this is done by the Ministry of Finance, the Accountant General, and the ministries, departments, and agencies. And at this point, the activities are funds are released, the MDAs implement projects, and also spendings are being recorded. A tool in doing this, in carrying out this stage, is warrants, the cash plan, and the integrated financial management information system, which are used to control or for control where necessary. And the last is the evaluation and audit. And for this, it's been led by internal monitors, the budget office, and the auditor general. And the activities under this is a continuous monitoring, performance evaluation, and independent auditing. And then the outcome of this, the result of this stage is that audit reports are submitted to the legislatures to hold the MDAs responsible or accountable. We have types of budgets, and we have the line item budget, the performance budget, the program budget, the zero-based budget. We have the medium-term expenditure framework. Looking at them one after the other, for line item, the main focus of this budget is the input and control. And the key feature is that it tracks spendings on special items such as salaries, supplies, and it's simple but ignores results. For performance budget, this has a main focus on outputs and results, and it's linked funds to measurable results such as the kilometers of roads that are being built, looking at facts and figures to be able to actually know the results, the output. It's focused on the output and the results. And also, we have the program budget, and this talks about the outcome and goals, and it organizes spendings by strategic programs, and just like the universal primary education. So it is organizing spendings by strategic programs. And we have the zero-based budget, and the main focus of this is justification, and this requires every activities to be justified from zero each year. Every activities need to be justified from zero each year. And when we talk about the medium-term expenditure framework, it's actually a long-term planning, and this talks about a 3 to 5 year framework to ensure sustainability and predictability. For budgetary control and variance analysis, when we talk about budgetary control, it's the process of ensuring actual spending or revenue conforms to the approved budget. And when we talk about the variance analysis, it's actually the tools used to identify and investigate the difference that are in between the projected and the actual figure. And looking at the variance, it can be looked into in two types. the favorable one and the unfavorable. For the favorable one, it is when actual revenue is greater than the budget revenue. The actual revenue is greater than the budgeted revenue, or when the actual expenditure is less than the budgeted expenditure. When the actual expenditure is less than the budgeted expenditure. And for the unfavorable variance, it is when the actual revenue is less than the budgeted revenue, or when the actual expenditure is greater than the budgeted revenue. And you can see it in the example for tax revenue. We have a budgeted one of 5 million naira, and the actual that actually came in is 5.5 million naira. So that's a positive 500,000, and it's actually a favorable one. However, in a case where we have infrastructures that 3 million was budgeted for, but the actual spending was 3.4, that means there is a deficit in the budgeting to a sum of 400,000 naira, and this shows an unfavorable variance. Why is budgetary control so important? It actually ensures fiscal discipline, it promotes accountability, it ensures informed decision making by providing data for corrective actions and future planning. It also improves efficiency in terms of identifying waste, inefficiency, and areas for improvement. And lastly, it strengthens public trust in terms of demonstrating responsible stewardship of taxpayers' money. In conclusion, the budget is the government's key planning, policy, and control document, and the budgetary process is a circle with 4 distinct stages, just like we looked into it: the preparation, the approval, the execution, and the evaluation of budget stage. And different budget types, like we've looked at, offers different advantages for managing for results, and budgetary controls and variances are essential for enforcing the budget, ensuring discipline, and learning from performances. And a well-functioning budget system is fundamental to transparency, accountability, and good governance. Thanks for listening.